It's Mackenzie.
Hi,
Mackenzie,
Mackenzie.
you are unrecognizable without your mask.
Yeah, this is the first time you're seeing my face.
So
Actually, it is. It's the
Mackenzie,
first time I've seen you, Mackenzie, without a mask on.
Yeah, it's different seeing faces, I'm sure.
Yep.
Mackenzie, let me introduce you to Chris Mooney Singh. He's going to be our guide in this virtual world of Singapore 1825.
So this little project was a way to A, tell some local history and show people using a kind of a virtual world to depict that earlier phase, as well as talk about perhaps what happens in history and, environmental issues as well.
One thing I noticed, which I believe is off to your left, was a group of butterflies. Can you show us that group of butterflies on the bush? I believe it's on the other side of the road. Yep, right in here somewhere. There they are.
Yeah.
So can you all see that group of butterflies?
Yep.
And Mackenzie, don't look too carefully. Keep your eyes on the road. So this is the sort of thing that I just find so delightful that Chris has created. And I think that this would be, inspiring to talk about. For example, if I asked Josie, just what are you seeing with the butterflies? What's just say something about that. I'm going to capture whatever you say, Josie.
They just seem very happy, and butterflies, I love butterflies, so watching them fly together, it's nice. This is so fascinating to me.
Okay, so that's a great first line to our poem, Happy, I Love Butterflies Flying Together.
Mhm.
And Kathy, I'm going to ask you the same thing. If we could go back to them just for a second, Chris, and then we'll look at something else. But let's just go back to the butterflies for a second. And Kathy, same question for you.
What comes to my mind is carefree and colorful.
Carefree and colorful. Mackenzie, I'm going to do a different thing with you. I'm going to ask you to describe what are you seeing through your windshield?
Snow, lots of snow.
Okay, we're going to have somehow get lots of snow to our Singaporean beach scene. So again, just a second here, just to the rhythm of them, the way that they're moving, and like the avatar is sort of just hanging out over there. Now Chris, could you bring the avatar over to the butterflies if you wanted to?
Sure.
So if we wanted to even emphasize them more, he could come over there and sort of gesture with them, kind of he's got these sort of attitudinal gestures, Chris calls them. This avatar has a little bit of attitude. See, he kind of stretches, he sort of, he looks around, he's pretty cool. All right, Chris, take us down the road a bit and let's point out some more interesting things here. And thus far we have quite a good poem going.
You might want to see this little bit of nature as well.
Yeah, this is gorgeous. Now, I will draw your attention to the surface of the water. And just this, the level of detail that we can see, the sort of shimmer that you would see on water. We can see through it a little bit, right? So you see into the sand. And again, this is just this kind of thing that's remarkable. Now, we might not do this in a session with Patty and Kathy, but Chris, would you walk into the water? Would your
Sure.
avatar like to take a quick dip? And we're gonna take a look at the water from the avatar's position. There we go.
I can zoom under the water as well. Let's have a look.
So now we're gonna go back to Josie, and Josie, this time we're gonna sort of explore our senses. Imagine that you are this avatar. You're taking a little stroll or maybe a swim? What are you feeling under the Singaporean Bay?
Feeling refreshed and cold.
And if it's true to Singapore, it can get quite warm there, can't it, Chris?
Well, we are 70 or 80 kilometers from the equator, so it is always hot.
Yeah, so you're probably going
Degrees
to
of
be
heat.
feeling refreshed and cold and like really good. And let's see. So we have, what do we have here? We have, what is this bird, Chris, that's just landed?
This is a great heron. Singapore's on the bird migration route from Siberia, so you have a lot of areas. There are certain areas in Singapore where bird life come in great flocks and multitudes, and great heron is one of them.
Now, Chris, I'm going to invite you into our storytelling process and ask you a question, if I may.
Sure.
What makes a heron great?
The great heron flies white across the blue like a cloud moving anywhere it wants to go.
Oh, beautiful.
I
Okay.
have more herons over this way.
And this just, like, just take a look at these things flying. Kathy, are they not lovely?
Yes, they are.
And
They're
you can-
serene.
Serene. Oh, that's a great word. Serene. Chris, can you take us to the food area of the of Singapore 1825?
Sure.
So here we have what I think is just brilliant. Kathy,
Papaya to the left and limes in front.
Kathy, you choose out of these three: limes, mangosteen, and papaya. Pick one.
Papaya.
Papaya. And have you had papaya?
Yes.
And we're going to use a simile. We're going to use like or as to describe two separate things. So Kathy's going to fill in papayas taste like, and then you've got to compare it to something.
Oh, goodness.
And one way to think of this is to not think of it necessarily as the taste, but a place or a time, or, like we're going to be a little crazy and creative. So papayas taste like
Beaches.
Taste like beaches. Now, see, that's exactly what I was stretching for. Now, we want to finish up our poem. We could go on with this, but just for demonstration sake, I think you can see how it's quite easy to generate lines, just talking about it and looking at it. Chris, take us to another part of the food court. I know there's some different areas. There's sweets, and I think there's seafood as well.
My favorite part of the market is the Malay sweet stall.
And Chris, help us out with some of the names of these sweets that we're looking at.
Actually, I don't know the Malay names, but the generic name for most of the ones that are square-like is kueh kueh, Kueh hyphen again kueh kueh, and then these are custard tarts. They're influenced by the Portuguese influence in the area.
Okay, that
delicious.
gives us enough to work with there.
Yep, sorry.
The beautiful sound of kueh kueh, and of course, who doesn't love a custard tart? Kathy, you're on deck. Can I ask you a question, please?
Sure.
Using the phrase kueh kueh, what would you say about these sweets? So something like kueh kueh, I say, and you can just say anything about sweets.
Quay, quay, I say, say. I'm overanalyzing, I'm sure. Quay, quay, I say, say.
All right, let me take you
I-
through it. Imagine, take your right hand like this. Everybody take their right hands like this. Imagine in your right hand is a donut. You're going to hold the donut closer to your mouth. You're going to bite into the donut. Here we go. Ready? What's the taste, Kathy? What's that first bite of the donut?
Sweet.
Sweet. And if we're going to make it rhythmic with the phrase quay, quay, I say, you taste sweet.
So I'm rhyming with sweet or quay,
or
quay.
repeating sweet or rhyming sweet, something to build on that bump, bump, quay, quay, say, sweet.
I love me a treat.
Okay,
Right.
okay. I think we have, for the demonstration purposes, we have our poem. Now we would then take our newly created poem and perform it using call and response. I'm going to shift around because if we all do it at once, it will get chaotic and the sounds will cancel out. But I can call out each person, and I'm going to lead. I'll say a line of the poem, and then you'll repeat after me. And may we start with Mackenzie. All right, so Mackenzie, I'll say it, you say it, and then I'll call someone else's name out after we've done a little bit. So here we go. Welcome
Welcome
to Singapore,
to Singapore,
1825,
1825,
the world premiere,
the world premiere,
poetry recitation.
poetry recitation.
When I see the butterflies,
When I see the butterflies,
happy.
happy.
I love butterflies
I love butterflies
flying together.
flying together.
And now we're going to shift to Josie. Carefree color,
Carefree color.
lots of snow.
Lots of snow.
It's refreshing and cool.
It's refreshing and cool. Whoosh. Whoosh.
And if you really want to challenge, everybody can do the backstroke. There we go. Oh, it feels so good to be in the Singaporean Bay. Come on, Chris, do the backstroke with us. Oh my goodness, it feels so good. All right. The great heron
The great heron
flies across the sky,
flies across the sky,
flies across the blue
flies across the blue
like a cloud,
like a cloud,
going anywhere it wants to.
going anywhere it wants to.
It's serene.
It's serene.
Quee quee,
Quay, quay,
quay quay,
quay, quay.
I say,
I say,
what I say.
what I say.
You sweet,
You sweet,
you sweet, sweet.
you sweet, sweet.
I love a treat
I love a treat
when I gather
when I gather
with my friends
with my friends
in this ancient world.
in this ancient world.
We sing
We sing
and dance
and dance
and laugh
and laugh
and play together.
and play together.
Ta-da.
Ta-da!
There we have it.
But Kathy, thoughts from your side of if you think Patty would enjoy something like this?
I think so. I also think just, from a perspective of not seeing, that part of the world, just to venture even further to see, I don't know how much, there is, but, to just be able to see other parts of the world, I think would be very fascinating for them.
Mackenzie, your thoughts, and I know I'm putting you on the spot, but just general thoughts about it, and what was it like driving in the car and watching Zoom?
Well, safety first. I was mainly listening, but it definitely sounds really interesting. Like the whole concept of this world and then being able to explore it, like with our residents. I'd be really interested in seeing like how that would go, and kind of how they would engage within that world and the different things going on.
Josie, your thoughts?
This is just fascinating. And like Mackenzie said, I really like the fact that it's just a screen to start rather than the headset, because I do think, at least for the residents in the nursing home who are a little bit more cognitively declined, it would be really overstimulating. But I can see so many conversations coming up from anywhere that they'd want to go.
One
That's
last
awesome.
point. My mother is a dementia sufferer, and she's in care in Australia, and I kind of screen shared this experience for her, and she's been pretty excited by it actually.
Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Chris, again, thank you so much for being so generous with your time and your talent and this beautiful, beautiful world that you've created. And thank you, Josie and Mackenzie as well for joining us. Kathy, it's been such a pleasure to get to work with you and your mom, and I look forward to doing more work with you guys.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
We
Lovely to meet you all.
we do appreciate you too, Gary. That's
Thank
for
you.
sure.